Welcome back to another video. Honestly, I'm surprised you even made it here, but let's get into it. Okay, I know what you're thinking. She's a fraud. She's using a projector. But hey, it speeds up time. It speeds up the process. When I do this, I did do the sketch on my iPad. I just not going to take hours to do a gradient system or a grid system to transfer. The projectors really work, and it is not cheating. Right now, I am putting down a layer of watered down acrylic black paint, super watered down, because I just want to get rid of that scary, terrifying blank white page that so many people get stuck on, especially in sketchbooks. It makes the process a lot less terrifying when it already now looks messed up. And if you mess up, well, it already looked messed up. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Today's painting is a character from Grady Hendrix Southern Books Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Sorry, it's a very long title. But this vampire is different. It's interesting. The way Grady wrote him was in such a grotesque way, but it was strangely charming, like a typical vampire would in TVs and movies and film, where they're so charming and you just kind of want to so close to reaching whatever they have going on, you know. But I was very scared. This book had me scared. There was 3 really good scenes where I was very scared. How do you get scared of a book, you may ask? You can if you can. The image that formed in my head was just so vivid and memorizing. I had to paint it right away. You know, when you get that feeling at 3 a.m. and you got this sudden urge to change your whole entire life and do it right then and there, and you're doing push-ups in your bedroom. That's what it feels like to paint as well for artists when they have an image of something they need to get out in their head. And with this certain character and this book was not so popular, I guess, because I couldn't find a single thing on Pinterest of what this character would look like. All I had was my own thoughts, my own images, whatever my brain was coming up with, this charming southern 90s man character, which I decided I'm gonna just paint right here, right now. I'm gonna make him. And when someone searches up on Pinterest, what's his name in the book? Oh gosh, hold on. James Harris. When they look up James Harris, a Southern book guide, blah, 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 you know the name, okay? In Pinterest, they will see this image of him and be like, wow, okay, yeah, I guess I was imagining something a little different. Or, oh my gosh, it's spot on to what I was imagining. And I'll be the first to paint this man in my own vision. I'll be the first to imprint everybody on how he's supposed to look. Though this book was written in 2022, tongue twister. It's probably not gonna ever be popular again. No one's ever probably searching up for what this man looks like. But if someone does, this painting will be here. When Grady Hendrix was describing, the main character was describing this character, and what I'm painting right now is a scene where she caught him in the act of his vampiric true form and, you know, feeding off of someone. And I was so stunned with this image of what he would look like. She described a bug-like antenna coming out of his mouth, and I don't know if I think my brain just decided to put these latchers on to him, but it makes sense in my mind because he latched on. It was really hard to get him off of someone if he was drinking from someone. So it was giving, sorry, my dog barked. It was giving like a mosquito in a sense, and so I really wanted to get this deformed hinged jaw that's too long with the antenna sticking out and like pinchers to hold on to his victim, his prey. and this is when the first time she caught him. She had a flashlight on him, and he turned around, blood dripping from his mouth, stunned and in a I don't know the word, but he was stuck. He was stuck and just staring. And that's why I am giving him these bug-like eyes where they're blacked out, because that's how I imagine his eyes would turn. Even though they didn't describe it in the book, but they didn't really describe his eyes anyway, so this is my own take on it, was that he was just so transfixed and turned into somewhat of like a bug creature, which also reminds me of the Goosebumps show and book where this whole family was bugs. It was such a well-described scene. I was very shaken in my boots. I stayed up till 6 a.m. finishing the book. I was scared to go to sleep, even though I had my boyfriend right next to me. So I really recommend It's a good read, and I really hope that when you read this book, you have what I'm painting right now in mind for what James Harris looks like. Now let's talk about this method that I'm using, which I'm calling the master's method, which I could totally be getting wrong because I did drop out of art school. But it's supposed to go in a way where they paint the values first in a black and white tone, or just like all one color, so it's easier for our human brains and eyes to see the tone and gradient difference. And then with a colored tint or glaze like painting or mixture, you go over certain parts to give it color and bring it to life. Now, what I am also believing the master's method is over time they had to do a whole lot of oil layers, and that takes months and months, and they just have to build one layer after another, kind of like bone to skin, just so many different layers of painting to build in those multi-colors that just show through your face, the translucentness, if you've shown a light through your hand, you can see many different layers of skin. But here I'm going in with an acrylic black and white base layer, so it's quick to dry and I don't have to wait a whole month to get started on the next layer. I hope it's okay. I really hope that this painting will come through, because it's my first time attempting something like this, and I want to give you guys a part 2, but you'll know if it doesn't turn out well, because I will not be posting a part 2, and I will keep this disappointment to myself and my family, who will sadly run across it in my art studio, unfortunately for them. Okay, time for my little outro. Subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm really trying to lean into a more aesthetic ASMR video-like content instead of speed recordings. I do have a Patreon if you guys want to support me on there, so that I can quit my full-time job and just provide really fun, interesting paintings of, many different characters, book characters and whatnot. And even on the Patreon, you guys can talk to me and give me some recommendations, and we can really talk in depth about the work I do. I am someone who's still just trying to find my style. I've been painting for 4 years now, and I've been trying to make it a career for 4 years now as well, or more like 1 year, but I think I'm getting closer and closer to that every day, and I will not give up. Thank you for watching.